You eat a burger for dinner, and by midnight, you wake choking, fighting to breathe. Suddenly, you're allergic to all red meat forever. It's not genetic. A single tick bite is rewiring immune systems all over America, and most doctors can't even diagnose it. How did medicine miss the warning signs? Patients started racking up emergency room bills and sleepless nights, desperate for answers that never came. Some went through 7, 8, even a dozen medical visits, each time hoping this would be the doctor who figured it out. Instead, they left with new prescriptions for antacids, antihistamines, or anti-anxiety meds, none of which helped. The reactions kept coming, weeks or months apart, always after a meal that seemed perfectly safe. One patient's file grew thick with discharge papers listing idiopathic, anaphylaxis, food sensitivity, and stress reaction. Another patient was told it must be panic attacks. The cost mounted, co-pays, ambulance rides, missed work, and the creeping dread that something was seriously wrong. Family members started doubting the story. Friends offered advice, but none of it worked. Each unexplained episode added another layer of anxiety, making dinner feel dangerous and every night a gamble. For these patients, the search for an answer became its own kind of illness. Doctors had the tools to solve the mystery, but too many never reached for them. According to a CDC survey, about half of healthcare providers in the United States had never even heard of alpha-gal syndrome. The test that could have ended years of confusion was a simple blood draw checking for IgE antibodies to alpha-gal, but it was rarely ordered. Instead, patients cycled through unnecessary treatments and misdiagnoses, lost in a system that did not recognize the pattern. Even allergists sometimes missed the connection, thrown off by the delayed reaction and the lack of classic allergy triggers. The result was a nationwide blind spot, thousands of people living with a dangerous allergy, while the answer sat quietly in medical journals and lab catalogs. The gap was not just about obscure science. It was about a basic failure to ask the right question. Without awareness, the right test never happened, and the true cause stayed hidden in plain sight. In a quiet lab at the University of Virginia, Dr. Thomas Platts Mills studied blood samples from patients whose lives had been upended by mysterious allergic reactions. The puzzle kept circling back to one odd detail. Every patient's immune system was loaded with a specific type of antibody called IgE, targeting a sugar molecule that should not have been there. This molecule, galactose alpha-1 galactose, also known as alpha-gal, is found in the flesh of every mammal except humans and other primates. Platts Mills and his team ran test after test, searching for a common thread. The eureka moment came when they realized that all these patients had been bitten by ticks before their symptoms began. The connection was clear. The tick bite had slipped alpha-gal into their blood, and now their bodies treated every bite of beef, pork, or lamb as an invader. With that, the mystery had a name. Alpha-gal syndrome had a cause that no one saw coming. Alpha-gal syndrome starts with a bite that goes almost unnoticed. When a lone star tick feeds on a deer or another mammal, it takes in a sugar molecule called alpha-gal. Later, as the tick bites a human, it injects tiny amounts of this sugar into the skin along with its saliva. The human immune system, which has never seen alpha-gal before, flags it as a threat. Specialized white blood cells signal B cells to make IgE antibodies that target alpha-gal. These antibodies now patrol the bloodstream, ready to defend against what they think is an invader. Days or weeks later, when that person eats beef, pork, or lamb, alpha-gal from the meat travels through the digestive system. Unlike most food allergies, the reaction doesn't happen right away. It takes 3 to 6 hours for the alpha-gal to enter the bloodstream, where those IgE antibodies are waiting. The result is a sudden, sometimes severe allergic reaction long after dinner is over. The lone star tick stands out from the crowd. Adult female ticks carry a single white dot on their backs, a bullseye for anyone who knows what to look for. Unlike most ticks that wait quietly on tall grass, this species actively hunts. It can sense the carbon dioxide from a person's breath up to 25 feet away, then crawls or drops toward the source. The bite itself is hard to miss, often leaving a red, itchy welt that lingers for days. Even one encounter with this tick can sensitize a person's immune system to alpha-gal. Repeated bites raise the odds and can make reactions more severe, turning a backyard nuisance into a lifelong medical condition. Confirmed cases of alpha-gal syndrome have exploded, rising by more than 800% from 2010 to 2022. The CDC now estimates that up to 450,000 Americans may be living with this allergy, though most remain undiagnosed. The Lone Star tick, once confined to the Southeast, has now been found in more than 30 states. Warmer winters are fueling its spread, turning what was once a regional oddity into a nationwide threat. Every year, the Lone Star tick reaches new states and new victims. Until awareness matches its spread, the risk grows quietly. Sometimes the smallest bite reshapes everything we think is safe. Stay vigilant outdoors.